Courtney Cox and Zach Cox here at Gillette Stadium. We've made it week one of the Patriots regular season, taking on the Houston Texans this weekend. We were there while they were stretching at practice today. No cameras after that, but Tom Brady, the first one to take the field. Let's do a little bit of a preview for this upcoming matchup. Let's start with Deshaun Watson. Last year, he came out, had a pretty good game here at Gillette, went 22 of 33, over 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He was young then. Should this Patriots defense be worried about him this year?
I think so, yeah. He was very impressive in that game that he played here last year, which was noteworthy because it was only his second NFL start, and Patriots fans didn't really know what exactly to expect from a guy that young coming in playing here, which is obviously a very difficult place for any quarterback to play. He had a very good game that game. I mean, one of his 2 interceptions was on a Hail Mary right at the end of the game, so you can't even really count that. And his legs really gave the Patriots defense problems. I mean, they got pretty consistent pressure against the Texans O-line, which really was a weakness of that team last year. But they had a lot of trouble bringing down Deshaun Watson. I know that's been a big point of emphasis with the team this week, and I think that's going to be the biggest thing to watch going forward in this game. Now, Deshaun Watson is coming off a torn ACL, so maybe his mobility might not be quite what it was last year, but that's definitely their main focus coming into this game.
He has torn his ACL and come back before, so I wouldn't count him out just yet. Besides Deshaun, other guys on the Texans squad that this Patriots team should really focus in on?
Well, they obviously have all those talented players over on defense, and J.J. Watt and Jadeveon Clowney, Whitney Merciless, a couple other names over there. But the guy I want to touch on is another Clemson guy on offense, Deshaun Watson's top receiver, DeAndre Hopkins. DeAndre Hopkins is a guy who has been able to be incredibly productive throughout his career, despite playing most of his career with pretty terrible quarterbacks. I mean, he played the second half of last season with Tom Savage and TJ Yates, and he still was able to go over 1,300 yards, 13 receiving touchdowns. Patriots have done a good job of shutting him down in the past when Logan Ryan was here, but he had a pretty strong game last year when he came here. 7 catches, 76 yards, drew a big pass interference penalty on Stephon Gilmore early in that game. I think he's going to be a guy that the Patriots secondary is really going to have to zero in on this game. The Patriots tend to do a pretty good job of taking away an opposition's #1 receiving threat, but that's absolutely what DeAndre Hopkins is in this game, so that's going to be their #1 focus.
All right, you look at this Patriots squad. Anybody that you expect to have a breakout game on Sunday?
I don't know if I would call it a breakout game, but I think this is going to be a big Rob Gronkowski day, especially with Julian Edelman not playing in this game. Obviously, he's suspended for that positive PED test, so they won't have that wide receiver there. They won't have Brandon Cooks and Danny Amendola, who both made big catches in this game last year. I think you're going to see a lot of Rob Gronkowski in this game, and I'm interested to see what we see from Philip Dorsett. He's one of the new receivers that's kind of filling the void left by those guys that I just mentioned. He didn't really do much for the Patriots last year, but he has shown some flashes in this preseason, and I think he's going to at least get plenty of opportunities in this game. So I'm interested to see whether he can kind of seize those and put together some production out here.
Do the Pats come away with a W?
I think so. I'm expecting another good game, though. I think this Houston Texans team might be a little bit underrated now. They're fully healthy, and if Deshaun Watson looks anything like we saw from him last year in that small sample size, I think they could definitely be a playoff contender. So I think this is going to be a good game. I would pick the Patriots, but close game.
But great stuff from Zach. You can follow along with him on Twitter at Zach Cox Nesson or myself at Cox Courtney. Keep it locked in, Nesson.com. We have all your Patriots coverage.